Hey there and welcome to the ADK Rock and Metal channel. I am Dave. There is no Andy or Kirk with me as it's album review day or EP review day, and I'm reviewing an EP that's coming out on the 6th of December 2024. It's from a band called Paradise Sins. It's called Desires. It's a 5-track EP and they are Brit rockers. I haven't read the press release. I will do shortly. We'll go through that, but I don't like to read it at all until I've actually reviewed the album. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to talk about any songs individually. I never do that. I never go through each song and say, this is great, this takes you on this journey. I just want to tell you about my experience of what I heard, what I felt like, what influences I'm hearing, etc. So this is a band for me that's rooted in the 80s as far as their style. You've got this it's this performance range on vocals that takes you through the range of things like Rob Halford, Seb Back from Skid Row, David Coverdale would be a good way of looking at it. There are some times where the vocals push too high and sound really dry, and that can affect the mix. So there's a few decision making in the vocal performances that I would have questioned maybe, but it reminds me very much of bands like Warrant, Skid Row from the early 90s, stuff like that, Warrant from the 80s. Love Like Hell, which I believe is going to be their upcoming, or would have been by the time this video comes out, their single. Really good performance song. A little bit overuse on the vocal vibrato. Again, vocals are the key things that always stand out. Everything else can get kind of lost in the mix and you don't mind it too much, but when the vocals, especially when they're pushed to the front as much as they are in this album, that could be a potential risk. But generally the guy's got a really strong classic power metal-y type vocal range that he can really push through there. Sometimes you can overuse that. That's my only question on that one. There are some really nice solos. There's some great groove to this track. They've done the traditional thing, and with things like Slipping Away, they've gone down a power ballad, very much of the kind of 80s rock bands that you saw, the metal bands. You'd always have like a load of songs on the album, and there'd always have to be a power ballad in there. Slipping Away is that, definitely for me. And it gives me a sense of nostalgia of those bands. Even though, because I listen to those bands from the 80s still to this day. I listen to things like Thunder all the time. I do listen to Skid Row. So there is elements of that I hear, and I'm like, I was listening to Warrant the other day. So there are elements of these bands I'm going, yeah, I can hear the influence. I can see what they're doing with this one. They try to be a modern day version of these bands. Now these bands have pretty much gone. They want to be the new rock sass attitude band. Let's see though what the press release has said about this. So UK hard rockers Paradise Sins are ready to make their mark with the release of their enticing new EP Desires, which is out on Friday the 6th of December. The melodic rock crew also revealed their hugely captivating new single video Love Like Hell on Friday the 11th of October. Formed in 2022 by guitarist and songwriter Dan J, Paradise Sins produced stadium-filled anthems laced with hooky riffs infused. I don't know if it'd say stadium-filled. I mean, I guess that's where they're aiming for with that kind of Bon Jovi-esque, trying to think about the big anthemic sort of style. So yeah, I guess that's what they're aiming for. There isn't any like Living on a Prayer style tracks on this album. I would say that there isn't a natural kind of big hooky sing-along number. I didn't come across one. There were some nice hooks though. Okay, the highly talented 5-piece are comprised of a formidable rhythm section that includes powerhouse drummer Zach Morris and bassist Louis Eastern, who deftly handles the low end and bass grooves. Louis Riley Morrison has an impressive set of pipes and delivers soaring refrains with a true intensity and earnest emotion. Yeah, I'll agree with that. While guitarist Dan J and Connor Frampton set loose mammoth riffs, edgy modern solos that push the boundaries of traditional rock. Will I stop saying that in press releases? Pushing the boundaries. Shut up. Sorry, press release guys. Gary, if that was, please tell me, was that you, Gary? Did you put that in your press release? Pushing the boundaries. You're not truly pushing the boundaries. You don't. Sorry. Press releases, generally press releases. Gary, your press releases have been good. I'll give you, that's your first yellow card. The end result is deeply compelling, unmissable, and wholeheartedly engaging. To date, the band have released 2 singles that captured the imaginations of fans, which was 2023's Undead and this year's Voodoo Love. And Paradise's debut EP, Untamed, also dropped this year and has paved the way for the rising rock. So hang on, they dropped an EP earlier this year and they're dropping another EP. Why do EP? Why not just do a full album? What is it with EPs at the moment? I prefer albums. I like, feels more thought out rather than you get to 5 songs. They're like, right, let's whack out an EP. Just finish off, right, 10 songs and put an album out. Maybe that's just me. Okay. As well as focusing on high-end recording work, the hotly tipped quintet have also garnered a strong reputation for their live performances, evidenced by their frequently sold-out shows throughout the whole of the Midlands area. But, well, fair play. And getting sold-out shows nowadays is freaking hard because who goes to gigs? Not that many people anymore. It's a hard slog. Okay, Paradise Sins and Desires. Where did I think this album sits? We have a 4-tier scoring system. We have headliner, we have main support, we have opening band, or back to the studio if you're rubbish. So today's scoring, this album, this was again another tricky one. This is one that kind of fits between multiple, depending on what I'm listening to, it could fit either way. But I'm going to give this as a main support scoring, which should effectively be a 7 out of 10 in the old scoring system. It's a good, solid album. There does need to, if you're going down the route of the Skid Row, Warrant, those sort of anthemic albums and bands, you've got to have some bigger, hookier choruses. You've got to have some big numbers in there. You've got some great riffs in there. You've got the skills. You've got the ability within the band, definitely. There's a lot in there. I almost feel like if they've done an EP earlier this year and they've done this other EP, have they had enough time to really sit with those songs to really question if they were right at the time, or have they been pushed through to the EP stage too quickly? And I only say this as a musician myself, having done this many times where we've done albums and we've done EPs and we've pushed an album out and we've had a song on it which for the first few months of writing, it was written near the end of the album, whereas the first song on the album was written 2 years before. The one that was written 2 years before had had changes, we'd had it time to bed in, whereas the last song on the album which we wrote was written like a month before we did the album recording, and then after we did the album recording we were questioning it, going, oh, maybe we should have tweaked that wasn't quite good, the chorus wasn't as good there, the mid section wasn't quite great. So was there enough period, I'm saying, between the end of the writing period to the recording process to allow those songs to have a pure gestation in your head to really question whether they were as strong as they could possibly be? And that would be my only question there for the guys in Paradise Sins. Now, enjoyed the album. Hope you do too when it comes out. Remember, it's 6th of December 2024 when it comes out, so make sure you head on over. I don't know if they'll be doing physical copies, but obviously make sure you check it out on their streaming platforms like Spotify, etc. Thank you very much for watching today, and I will see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.